All right, today is going to be an interesting day. So the next field what I want to cut that I want to plant wheat on will run today. The replant beans, they're not, I mean, they fully senesced. The stems are still a little green. The pods are dry. The beans are dry-ish. They're tough. I don't think they're not dry, but they're dry enough that with a little creative cutting, you could blend them off and you'll never know they're there. So, with that being said, elevator's closed, not taking beans. They say they're getting a train this week. Don't know what day that means. So, what we're gonna do, Dad's truck should be done here in the next couple hours. He's working on that this morning. I got the exhaust fixed on my pickup this morning. This thing's getting a complete new exhaust. It's already got a new muffler on it because the damn muffler rotted out on it 2 summers ago. Last summer, 2 summers, whenever. So it's getting a new exhaust system on it this winter because I'm tired of fighting this junk thing. It's an aftermarket, cheap aftermarket exhaust. It's not the factory GM one, and it's a piece of crap. Anyhow, so I'm gonna throw the big cart on the 1955 with what I'm planning on putting. I'm not taking it over to the field because the drawbar in the 1955 is not going to. I don't think that cart's very well balanced. I mean, it puts most of the weight on the tires and it doesn't have a whole lot of tongue weight. So I guess this is also going to be a good judge of how much tongue weight it's actually going to have on it when it's loaded. But until I know how it's going to act behind the tractor, I don't want to take it very far. With the amount of grain I plan on putting in it, I don't want to take it very far from home. So what we're going to do is set the cart, the auger, and both tractors up right here in the backyard, and we're going to have our own little grain elevator set up. And then all I got to do once the cart's full is go from the yard to the barn, because I don't trust that tarp. And we got rain coming Tuesday because that tarp is ripped front and back. I don't know how watertight it is. So I'm going to put the cart in the barn. So all I'll have to do is drive from the yard to the barn. No drawbar problems. Or it might turn out that it's actually fairly light on the drawbar and the 1955 doesn't care anyhow. So, but this will be a good test for it. So I'm going to I got to get the tractors out, get them fueled because they're both about empty. I'm going to run the auger with 1950T. And yeah, so let me finish my lemonade here real quick and then we'll get rolling. With a better way of parking all my crap. As I accumulate stuff, my original parking system doesn't work as good as it used to. suitcase over here for now. And real quick, while I'm thinking about it, we're going to swap the suitcase weights off the T and the 1955 because the T doesn't need them anymore and the 1955 most definitely does. Okay, hopefully I can fish this thing out of here. There should be enough room. I really need, I can't wait for the dozer to be done because I want to be able to grade all that off and then I could park all of my junk over there and get it out of the way. And then it'll be a lot easier to determine how to park all the stuff that actually gets used. Because that's the worst part about having a dead row is no matter where you park it, it always ends up in the way. Now, where's the end of this hitch? This will be the second time that stupid auger that I bought for no other reason than other than it was cheap will have saved my bacon. The first time being 2 years ago when I was loading semis, because when we were mudding corn out with the tracks, and then now. I honestly don't even know if the dang thing, I mean, when I bought it, it was literally, man, that's a pretty decent auger and it's only going for nothing. I should probably bid on that. And I don't know if it's tall enough to reach any of the bins I have when they get put up. I don't, it might be completely worthless to me by the time it's all said and done, although that being said, if a guy really wanted to, if it ended up being too short, you could buy them down anymore when it comes to used augers. You guys want swing ways, you can buy just some straight augers for nothing. So if it came to needing a longer auger, I could just go out and buy another. I buy the auger that's the length I actually need for cheap, and then cut this one down and make a loadout auger out of it. But for now, it's moved a couple thousand bushel for me for 125 bucks. And I gotta get a wrench so I can get the tongue off. All right, tell you what, one of these days when I do, because I need to go through, I really should give this auger some love. I want to go through and make this bushing greasable. Not that you really need to grease it while you're augering, but like at the end of the year during storage, you'd pump that thing full of grease because I had to break it loose with a pipe wrench. It wasn't nearly as stuck as it was the first time I had to break it loose, but it was stuck again. I'd like to do that. That gearbox needs rebuilt. The bearings are decent in it yet, but the seals are shot and it could probably stand to be re-shimmed. And then I really want to run some remote grease lines from them top bearings like down to where you could actually get to them. So I was on an 8-foot ladder reach. It's just that sketchy, and it's down as far as it can go. But anyhow, real quick before I back the cart under there, let's see if make sure there's no critters in there. smoothing out. And we're set. Cart went under the auger without having to raise the auger up any, which is nice because I hate cranking on that thing. Auger turns good. One load of beans through it, and it'll add probably half a load of beans through it. It'll shine up real good. Because fun fact, beans are more abrasive than corn. Obviously, probably the most abrasive thing that you run through a combine is rice, but we don't grow that around here. So as far as what we grow around here, soybeans are very, very abrasive. So they'll shine the inside of that auger lickety split. But anyhow, that's everything I needed to get set up here. Lily, what are you doing? You goof. It's dead grass. So now I need to go get the 7300, get it back to mom and dad's, grease it, fuel it, clean the windows, get it ready to go. The dew's taking its sweet time burning off, so it's probably gonna be closer to 1 o'clock before we can get rolling. But I'm gonna get all that done, and we'll catch you guys when it's time to start cutting. All right, we're gonna get rolling. Dad was putting the wheels, or finishing up putting the wheels back on his truck when I left there. Combine's greased. I'm kind of irked that my fuel place didn't bring me the fuel this week like they were supposed to. I'm gonna call them Monday and see what the heck was going on, because the 1600's got enough fuel in it, but it's only got enough fuel in it to use it for a mobile bin. It's not like anybody can chase me with it, otherwise I'll have to go to the gas station and fill a can and bring fuel to it. So that's, if it ain't one thing, it's another. But this field right here, and you can tell where the replants were because they're a different color. This field right here should be some pretty darn good beans. They were pretty dang tall. The field on the other side, the woodchucks chewed the heck out of. They thinned them out. It got weedy. Tried respraying it. It's got, everybody always asks me, oh, you have any problem with water hemp? No, I never really seen it. This year, water hemp came out of nowhere. That field's got water hemp in it. So that's neat. So I'm hoping that this field will fit in the grain cart and Dad's truck, and that field will fit in my gravity wagon. Hopefully. We'll see how things go. This field, we'll see where this one ends up, and then make a judgment call. Because I prefer to keep them loaded separate for yield check purposes. But these are still some pretty decent beans. You can see this. Damn replants say some of them weren't quite there yet, but that'll all blend out. All right, the cart is very full. The combine is very full. I had to go get Dad's truck because he's waiting on was waiting on a guy to come get some hoses made. And then when he's done with that, I should pretty much have the truck loaded. He's gonna go dump it. By the time he gets back from dumping it, like I say, the cart was very full. By the time he gets back from dumping the truck, I should have enough ran to finish filling the cart at the house. And then he can go top the cart off, and then I should be able to finish up by myself. Should. this will be hopper number 5, right? Yeah, like 5.5. So we're already over 500 bushel. So we've already passed 50. Well, maybe not quite. This piece is about 10 1/4. So we might hit 60. I got a 2 acres-ish left. And then I can hop over to the other side. They're threshing out nice and clean though. When you're that far away from making it all fit. I already split a little bit off the back. But I'm done with this field. Dad's not back yet. I think we're just gonna go ahead and give that little bit to that field. I want to go start cutting, so. But I'm gonna tell Dad when he gets here, just drive the truck out to the cart because you're not gonna want to move that very far. So this piece turned into a bit of a disaster, as you can tell. Oops. When you only spend so the woodchucks got into it. This was replanted. They ate the replant off. So the woodchucks got into it, and basically from the edge of that tree, or where those trees still out there, all the way back, they ate this entire corner off twice. They thinned some out along that edge over there, and then the water hemp got into it. So this is really the worst field I've got though. So and I don't even know, it had to have come from across the fence line because I've never had water hemp out here before. But it is what it is. The woodchuck damage honestly pisses me off more than the water hemp. But anyhow, we'll get what we can get. And then have to see if I can get somebody out here to shoot some woodchucks. Or trap them, one of the two, whatever gets the job done. Why the weeds got so big. They mowed off all the endrows right here, basically. I've had woodchuck damage out here before, but never to this I'm impressed. I'm getting them things a lot cleaner than I thought I'd be, because I mean, I'm shoving it all through there. I'm not going around the bad spots, nothing. I mean, obviously I didn't go through none of this because there was no beans there to get, but like all the stuff where the water hemp was thick and everything, right through the combine. Get what all's there. And the stupid thing is, despite how beat up this field is, they're still pretty dang good beans. They still might make 50. And that's figuring the full 4 acres with the stuff that didn't contribute nothing to the whole. But I'm gonna hook onto the wagon and pull it over here, because that combine does not leave that field until it has got blown off. I'm gonna let it sit there overnight, because you let a combine sit overnight, let all the dust and everything settle back to the bottom. You'll fire it back up again the next day and it'll blow all the crap out the back. So it's gonna get blown off. It's gonna sit there overnight. We're gonna fire it up one more time, blow all the shit out of it, because that stuff does not leave that field. I do not want that over here. Hopefully Dad left the hitch pin. If not, I got one in my truck, but the hitch pin that he pulled that over with should belong to the 1950T, and I don't like losing hitch pins. Sit here and idle for a second, because it's been she was working her ass off in this field. I was a little worried, as green as it was, if I was going to get done before the dew set. Probably a good thing I didn't have another 10 minutes of running, or I wouldn't have. But I am freaking impressed. It for sure went north of 50. I mean, is it 60 like everything else has been running? No. But with all the flaws that it had, I'll take it. Had the woodchucks not chewed off so much of it, it probably would have been 60 even with the water hemp problem. So anyhow, I'm gonna run this home. If I just let it set out tonight, it ain't gonna hurt it. But we'll go home and see what the 19 in the cart look like. I just noticed something walking around here. See, man, I can still kind of see rows. You want to talk about how an amazing of a plant a bean plant is? These little bastards have been getting the crap ate out of them by woodchucks all summer, and they were still some trying to fight, and they still, like this one here, this one still put on 2 3-bean pods and 2 2-bean pods, and the pods are full. Like, you talk about an amazing little plant. And then on the flip side, you could have a perfectly healthy plant and it gets a little stressed and doesn't put any pods on. So they're still dumb, but they're still amazing. Well, it's too dark for you to see anything on camera, obviously. And since I forgot to grab my laptop on the way back through to put this video together anyhow, we'll just catch you in the morning to clean up all this mess before I go start doing stuff for wheat. That way we can get a good look at what's going on, because it's dark. It's been a long day. I'm over it. All these guys that are running around in their brand new John Deere X9s and AF11 cases and whatever, they don't and you know, like, we've been out here putting in friggin' 16 17 18-hour days. Okay, you got 18 hours sitting in a heated air conditioned massaging seat with a cooler under the seat next to you, and you got automatic header height, you got auto steer, you got auto everything, and then you're sitting there watching a Netflix series on your iPad while the combine's going to cry. Yeah, you think you got it hard pulling, you know, a 15 16-hour day doing that. Come run my machine for about an 8-hour day, 8-9-hour day. You'll never complain about long hours in your machine ever again. Don't get me wrong, I love every minute of it. It's an awesome machine to run. It's fun. You get done at the end of the day, you feel like you got something accomplished. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, everybody my age should run a machine like what I have. I would say for a day, stick them in there for a week. You will never hear them complain about anything they have ever again. Guarantee it. The number of people, or the number of guys my age that if I've heard say that if they had to start farming running the equipment that I run, they'd never farm. Yeah. Not saying I'm doing it the right way, I'm definitely doing it the hard way, but I have a lot more fun. So we'll catch you guys in the morning and we'll see what all this looks like. All right, here we are. It's a little foggy here. Hold on. That looks a little better. So cart's loaded. I think I'm just in case. I mean, I think we're pretty much done mowing the yard for the year. But I think just in case we end up in another, like if they don't, for some reason, don't run weekend hours next weekend, or only do Saturday, not Sunday, or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna get my hopper cleaned out, get those thrown in the cart. But oh, hold on. Sorry, one of the new hens, I don't think she's got the wings clipped on them yet, got out, and the dogs noticed it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the auger set up just in case we need it again. It's not gonna be in the way of anything. I'll just get the beans cleaned out of it. And yeah, I'm gonna get the cart put in the barn, get that put in the barn, although I'm gonna text the elevator manager today and see if I can get that empty tomorrow so that I don't have to worry about it, and then the cart's not a problem. And I am, they're squatting a little bit, but they're not. I mean, I don't think they're really squatting any harder than, like, you say, if I had the field cultivator or something hanging on the back of it. Oh, before I forget, I did have a mini heart attack yesterday after Dad took her. You know, he was probably on his way back from dumping the first load yesterday by the time I realized it, but I was like, oh crap, I never closed the clean out door. And then I remembered, well, that's okay, because I've got the big door shut. There we go. So it was shut on the inside, no harm, no foul, but I still had a slight moment. I didn't like use it if we unload on to go with it or anything like that. It'll never get that much in it. But if we just park it in one spot and use it as a mobile bin to dump trucks into or whatever, or to dump into while I'm waiting on trucks, or want to run another 400 bushel after everything's full at the end of the day or whatever, I just don't, with that smaller drawbar on this thing. If it had the big wide drawbar and the heavier cradle like what 4150 has, I wouldn't be scared at all. I don't really know what the load limit is on that tongue, or on that hitch. So anyhow, that's what this looks like in the daylight. I'm gonna get all my stuff done today. That I gotta get done this morning, get that cleaned up, get that put away, I gotta get to 7300 blown off and get it home, and I gotta get to 1600 cart home, and then we're gonna go start fitting ground for wheat. So, but that's gonna be a different video. So, with that being said, that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.